A theme of today has been just, are we in a bubble? What's going to happen with AI? You are the mayor of a boom-bust town. So I guess, take us through the boom and bust of it all.
Can I just say, people are starting to complain about traffic.
Yeah.
And I'm like, thank goodness. Like that, I want those complaints. When we still have a lot of empty office space.
Yeah.
We have a long way to go, in my estimation. I think this city is without question on the rise.
Yeah.
I think what you're seeing is a broad-based recovery. Obviously, we're the home of AI. It's happening. It's all happening here. It's not happening in Palo Alto.
Right.
It's not happening in Silicon. It's happening right here.
Right.
Conventions are booking up here. 50% increase in conventions this year over last year.
Right.
70% increase in associated hotel bookings. We're coming off some lows, so I think we have a lot of room to run. Crime is down citywide 30%. Crime in Union Square and downtown down 40%. And I think we're just getting started, to be honest. I'll let you, you're the experts on AI.
How do you navigate it? San Francisco rises and falls, not totally, but with the tech industry. Is there anything you can do to hedge against?
Yeah, you can create, I think you create more affordability. You build more housing, which we're doing with our family zoning plan. That's the goal of that. You create better, stronger school system. You create a public transit system that's the envy of the world. We have a good one. We need to go save it next year because we're in a little bit of a crisis in terms of fiscal.
In terms of Muni funding?
We hit a $300+ million budget deficit for Muni. BART is also problematic with funding. So the mayors of Oakland, Mayor Lee and Mayor Mahan in San Jose and I are circling the wagons and going to work together on a Bay Area regional measure to fund
There's some momentum around a tax, furthering the tax between the highest earner in a company and the lowest. Do you have a view on that?
No, we're talking about that would be a sales tax. So not taxes all happen for the most part at the state level. And so we don't get too involved in income tax. That's a Sacramento thing. That's why I stay focused on San Francisco.
Right.
But listen, I think you're asking me if we're in a bubble. I think we're just getting started, and you have to make sure your small businesses thrive. We have our housing and economic development head, Ned Siegel, is working hard through Permit SF to strip away red tape, strip away all the levels of bureaucracy, make it easier to start a business, to grow a business, to redo your home.
Yep.
We just want a government that works for people. And I say every day, public safety, number one priority. Second, the behavioral health crisis on our streets is critically important. And we're taking innovative approaches. The New York Times just wrote about 822 Geary Street. Check it out. It was in yesterday's New York Times. It's like we're taking cutting-edge approaches to tackle our most challenging problems. And I'm telling you, this is setting us up for not only for AI to not only grow and thrive here, but for other small businesses and healthcare and tech and all of it.
I mean, you have a lot of supporters here. I think the tech industry has been very supportive. What can people do to sort of support the city of San Francisco, or what would you ask of the business community?
Yeah, so a lot of entrepreneurs in this room. I know we got a lot of venture folks in this room who have been involved in the community. Some that I hope will get more involved. I think investing in your public schools, investing in your neighborhoods, getting your employees out. I helped start something called the Civic Joy Fund. There are neighborhood trash pickups all over the city every single weekend. Go with your employees and clean up a neighborhood on the weekend. Go get involved in First Thursdays down here on 2nd Street that's drawing 25,000 people a night. Don't just be a passive observer to San Francisco. We got into that during the 2010s, and we had this big boom, but no one took care of the community. No one took care of the city. Some people did, not enough.
Right.
And what we're doing now...
That was the era of bus protests and sort of hostile.
Yeah, and a few of us really responded to that, and some in the tech space got involved, but not enough. And what I would say is we have a new group that emerged that I talked about starting on the campaign. It's called the Partnership for San Francisco. It's modeled after what they did in New York during the 1970s when New York was basically bankrupt. San Francisco has now created something similar. Ruth Porat of Google and Laureen Powell-Jobs are co-chairing it. There's 35 CEOs from all sectors, including tech and AI. Anthropic's been involved, OpenAI's been involved, and many others that you all know, saying, what can we do to support the city and lift it up? And they've already paid dividends. We also have a thing called the Downtown Development Corp.
On downtown specifically,
Yes.
What is the plan for Market Street? I mean, there are a lot of tech offices on Market Street. Do you think there are ways, the mall's absence obviously looms large.
We actually have some good news on the mall. We've been able to consolidate all of the different lenders and leaseholders into one, and now we can go out to the market and look for a buyer.
You want another mall, or do you have a vision?
I know you don't have to. You shouldn't. As a mayor, should not decide what goes here, what goes in the Macy's building. What you want and what we are doing at City Hall is we are creating the conditions so that everybody wants to be in that mall. Everybody wants to be back downtown. Like public safety, I'm telling you, like if Market Street is safe and clear, we've done a good job on the open air drug markets during the day. They still come back at night. And just for the record, this past week, we have been going hard at the overnight drug markets. We arrested 70 people last week from 12 a.m. to 5 a.m. over a 3 or 4 night period. We are not going to tolerate people dealing drugs on our street. We are going hard. We just announced a new center where we are going to be able to arrest those that are using drugs openly, take them to a place where they can get sober and get into treatment. And if they don't take that option, then they go to jail. We just had this attitude in this city where it was all okay to deal drugs and to do drugs, and those days are over. We have to look out for our families. We have to look out for our kids who are getting on Muni and seeing people smoking fentanyl in the bus stop. That's not okay. It's not okay for that person who's struggling, and it's not okay for our kids going to school. And we are trying all of these different approaches, and some are starting to work. As a city, we were really caught flat-footed by the fentanyl crisis. Everyone was caught flat-footed by COVID, but we really took a hit with fentanyl, and we are turning that around in real time.
What's your view on self-driving? Like, how many self-driving cars in San Francisco? How supportive are you of?
I'm supportive. I'm all in on it. Just as long as we have the guardrails in place and the regulations, I think Waymo has done a really good job in this city. They're expanding. Every mayor around the region wants it. We're battling for who gets it first at their airport, and once again, safely regulated. Once again, done at the state level, and I think in that area they're doing a good job. I'm not an expert on how many cars and whatnot, but so far I think Waymo is proving.
You take them a lot?
I have a different mode of transportation.
You have guys. You get to cut through traffic. You're in and you're out.
I don't know cutting through traffic. We just got caught in some traffic coming here, and I was like, I'm okay. We got some traffic back on the roads. People are coming back to work. I mean, San Francisco. I'm just here to tell you, if you're not living in San Francisco, you're living in the wrong location. I mean, you got Blackstone buying hotels in San Francisco now, like the largest real estate firm in the world. John Gray is running along Fisherman's Wharf about 9 days ago. It's still dark, and he's saying, hey, buy real estate in San Francisco. I mean, so maybe you're already too late. I don't know.
Have you had a conversation with Zoran Mamdani or any observations on his election? You've been able to maintain this great relationship.
We spoke the morning after he won. I congratulated him. I said, congratulations. Anything I can do to be helpful? Great. I met my wife in New York City. I worked at the Robin Hood Foundation. I love New York. I want New York to succeed.
Did you give him any advice?
No. No one should be asking someone that's been in a job for 10 months for advice. I unfortunately have been, here in San Francisco, not unfortunately, but I haven't been able to travel to New York for almost 2 years now. So all here, you want me focused on San Francisco. You don't want me talking Sacramento politics or DC or New York. You want me focused San Francisco.
I mean, what do you think? I mean, very liberal electorate here. Like, what do you think resonates with the San Francisco voter in terms of embracing or not the business community? I mean, I just, with Zoran, obviously, it's like the business community was pretty opposed to him, I'd say. And the embrace that you have is sort of a stark contrast to this situation in New York.
Yeah, but I don't. When I started running, I'd say I think there was maybe 5 people.
Took them a little while.
That felt like
that's
win
true.
or was supportive of me. Listen. I'm gonna just tell you what I tell everybody. Like, I want our small businesses to succeed, and I want big business to succeed. If big business succeeds, guess what? That's more revenue and tax revenue for San Francisco to be that compassionate, caring city. The idea that if you're successful, we should just think of you as a cash machine, and that's it, and we drive you out of town, which is what we did to businesses, hurts everybody. I think the more people we have here succeeding, the more we can fund Muni, the more we can fund our public schools, the more we can fund public safety officials. I mean, I came in, we had an $867 million budget deficit, the largest budget deficit in our city's history. And by the way, we made real inroads on it. It's not getting better with what's coming from the federal government and the state government. So no one's coming to save San Francisco. The only people saving San Francisco are San Franciscans. And I want more small business. I want more big business here. And my ask of you all is to be involved and to be engaged and to not be passive and don't sit on the sidelines and get involved in your community, get involved in your schools, get involved in your arts and culture institutions. That's what makes San Francisco so incredible. And so I think that message resonates with everybody.
Has San Francisco sidestepped ICE? And what did you make of Marc Benioff saying he wanted ICE brought into the city?
What's your next question?
Did you call him and say, Mark, what are you doing? Like, you're in Hawaii.
You're not going to ask me the next question.
Come on.
Listen, I think people that aren't living in San Francisco didn't see what we were seeing, and that is that San Francisco has really. I think a lot of people had an outdated notion of San Francisco. They didn't see crime being down 30% or 40% in Union Square. They didn't see empty office space starting to rebound. You didn't see the Dog Patch and Mission Bay and everything around Chase Center. Like OpenAI, that you walk in there and people are like, are people back 3 days a week or 4 days? Like they're back, they're 7 days a week. UCSF is thriving. Like that, we have institutions that are taking off. SF MoMA, a kind of bellwether in Soma, they just told me last week they had an 18% increase in attendance, and if you annualize their first quarter attendance, they would have the most visitors they've ever had ever at SF MoMA. So that's just one data point. I said about the conventions and the hotel bookings. Yeah. We got Super Bowl 60 coming. We got World Cup coming. This crime, I'm telling you, we haven't had this type of low rates of violent crime since the 1950s. The crime rates, we are a safe American city. It feels different. And by the way, I'm not here to say that you don't walk down some streets, there aren't problems. There are. And I am finally attuned to it. I'm out on the street talking to people every day who are struggling. And so what I've told everybody, including Mark and any other leader, I've said, walk with me. And 16th and Mission and 24th and Mission, by the way, really problematic still. There's no question. But local law enforcement is doing an incredible job. We're using drones. We're using license plate readers. We are catching people when they commit crimes. Stonestown, a joint task force just caught 13 serial shoplifters just last week. we're able to do this job. Do we need help from state and federal enforcement officials for drugs? Absolutely, and we've been doing that for years, and we're going to continue.
Last question, shortly. Are you using AI? Do you use chatbots?
I mean, my son uses it every day to ask me for what gaming console he should be able to get. We're using it.
How old?
He's 11. And yes, we use it at the city. We announced we had Copilot chat installed for every single city employee this June. We need to increase our uptake rate on it, but we're using it every which way. We're trying to get our permit center streamlined and using the latest and greatest. But we're the home of AI. We should be using it at City Hall, and we are.
Love it. Thank you for coming
Thank
to
you.
Cerebral Valley.